This limit looks interesting. Let's go and solve it. So limit 5 divided by 1 minus e to the power 1 over x as x approaches 0. So the first step is to calculate the right hand limit, which is basically approaching from the right hand side, x as it gets closer and closer and closer to 0. Okay, so let's go and write it down. Limit 5 divided by 1 minus e to the power of 1 over x as x approaches 0 from the positive side. So let's focus on this part, e to the power 1 over x, as the x approaches very, very small positive number like 0.00001. 1 divided by a very small positive number is essentially infinity. Okay, because it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, this gets larger and larger. So e to the power infinity, so we have 1 minus e to the power infinity, which is again e to the power infinity is infinity. So we can write 5 divided by 1 minus infinity, which is negative infinity. Now what happens to negative 5 divided by a very, very large negative number? So that basically approaches 0 from the negative side, but it approaches 0, effectively approaches 0, because 5 you have dividing by a very large number. Okay, so that's our limit from the right hand side. Done. Now let's look at from the left hand side. As x approaches 0 from the negative side, we can again take a similar example and try to solve it. 5 divided by 1 minus e to the power, again we'll focus on the e to the power 1 by x is, let's take a very small negative number, minus 0.000001. So e to the power of, we can rewrite that, so we can rewrite that as minus 1 times 10 to the power negative fifth. So let's take that to the numerators, that becomes e to the power of minus 100,000, which we can again bring back to make e to the power of 1000 is very large number. Okay, 1 divided by a very large number is essentially going to amount to closer and closer and closer to 0. So 1 over a very large number will be 0. Okay, so this is 0 now for us. So we have 5 divided by 1 minus 0, which is 5. So the limit, so as x approaches from the negative side, 0 from the negative side is 5. So limit, now let's just write it down. Limit x approaches 0 from the positive side of this is 0. Limit as x approaches 0 from the negative side of this is 5. So basically the limit does not exist, because both left and the right side limits are not the same. So the limit does not exist. Okay, let's take a look at the graph real quick. So this is the graph of our limit. So you see here, as we approach from the right hand side, from the positive 0 coming closer, 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 you see it approaches 0. So it's going to be 0. As x approaches 0 from the negative side, see, look, it approaches and is equal to 5 finally. So two-sided limit does not exist. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.